Hello my planty family, hopefully everything is well with you. If you are new here, my nickname is Nina, and if you're not new here, thank you for coming back. I really appreciate every single one of you. Today we're going to go into the third part of the medium-sized leaf Hoyas. This is the bulk of my Hoya collection, and I'm going to go 10 by 10. This would be like 30, maybe 33 so far. But I still have a little bit more to go, and I did receive a small leaf Hoya, which I haven't really discussed because I didn't get it on time for my Hoya video on the small leaf Hoyas. If you like the video, thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it, and share the video so others can learn more about how we can take care of our Hoyas, the specific needs that these Hoyas need. Basically, they're very generalized, but some of them need specific care tips. And if you have not subscribed, I invite you to do so. Activate the bell so you can receive notifications when I upload another video. Also, I have a Spanish-speaking channel. If it is easier for you to understand the Spanish language, then I invite you to go to Nina Suculentas y Más on YouTube. That is my primary channel, and yeah, it's basically the same thing, but in Spanish, maybe a little bit different here and there, but other than that, it's the same thing. So I invite you to go over there, and yeah, let's get going with the video since it will take a little bit of time. But I will tell you a little bit more as to why I'm doing this series, and yeah, I'll let you know what happened. So let's go into the first one. Let's get going with the video. Okay, the first one that we have is the Neoeoda. That's a hard one to say. Neoeoda. This one has been growing very nicely. It is rather new to my collection, and I don't recall getting it this big. I think it has grown. I know it is growing a new tendril right here, so I'm just letting that grow. It is a prolific grower. I mean, it's doing very well. So let's tell you a little bit more about this plant. This one basically I bought at 365 Hydroponics on their live auction, and this is from November. So I haven't had it too long, maybe 2 months, but you can see how fast it has grown. I'd say that this, let me see, these are new leaves right here. This one right here, this one right here, and the tendril. Remember, don't cut the tendrils, don't cut the peduncles, because that's where the new growth comes out, and the blooms. So yeah, it's growing very nicely. This one is growing outside in the balcony, and it's doing very well. Look at the leaves right there. Now I will tell you that I got these notes from Google, and yeah, I will be reading because I can't remember all the details. So if you see me looking down, you know that I didn't memorize these. Some of them I have because I can tell you from my experience, but I've acquired most of the information from Google. Okay, this one is native to Vanuatu archipelago. It's native to European and Asian countries. The temperature that this one prefers is from 60 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit, or 15 to 29 degrees Celsius. So it does prefer warmer temperatures. I imagine the high temperature, the high humidity also. The watering, when the middle top part of the pot is dry, that is when it's recommended to water. You can use a meter, a water meter, to find out how it is. But basically this one is outside, I just saw another one, another tendril coming out of here. See it? So it is a prolific grower. The blooms, I will let you see what I expect the blooms for this plant to be. They are small peach cream colored, pink and purple corollas. So the corollas are the outside of the flower, and the corona is in the little star in the middle of the flowers. So the outside is peach cream, and the middle corona is pink purple, and they last approximately 1 week. They like bright indirect light. This one is receiving only morning sunlight and basically just very, very few hours. Other than that, it's very bright light, indirect light, most of the day. It's a vigorous twining epiphyte, and it could also be used as a hanging plant. I have it on this stake, and it's doing very, very nicely. Okay, the leaves are lime green foliage, as you can see. It's like a limey green. It's not very dark. The bloom scent is a lovely sweet fragrance, but the different thing about this plant is that the blooms do not have nectar. It's not like the Variegated that is full of nectar. This one does not have nectar. This plant was published by by N. Hebrides. It was published in 1937. And this one is also called the golden wax plant by the blooms. The golden colors on the blooms. So there you go. The Hoya Neoeoda. Okay, this is the next one. This one's a very beautiful one. This one is the Hoya paresthetica Silver Heart. I bought this at 365 Hydroponics, also the live auction. I got it at a very good price. This is a very, you could say, a kind of expensive Hoya. And I only got it as a 3-leafer, and I'm so happy to say that I got a new leaf right there. Oh, so happy. I can't tell whether it is silver or not at this moment, but yeah, the bottom is more silver than the top, or maybe it's just backwards. I'm not really sure. I couldn't find too much of this information, these care tips on this specific plant. The only thing that I could tell you is that I have it in pawn. As soon as it arrived, and this was back in November also, I put it in pawn, washed the roots, put it in pawn hydroponics, and then I put it under high humidity within my Millsbo tall cabinet, and also with grow lights, Barina T5 grow lights, and it's been doing very, very nicely. So high humidity, high light, gets like 12 to 14 hours of grow lights, and I water, just keep this indicator hydroponics full water. It's growing nicely so far. So that's the only thing I can tell you right now. The leaves, I didn't get much information as to the blooms. Maybe it's a recent hybrid. I'm not really sure, but it is so pretty, and I'm so happy to have this one. Very, 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 very nice. This one's like a full silver almost. Very, very nice. Okay, these two, they're both called the same, except one is from Malaysia and one is from Borneo. I'm gonna go into the one from Malaysia. This is the Hoya Waimanii, and this one I got Alexian Orchids. back in May of this year. Let me show you the leaves. Okay, this one, I'm not sure if the ascension number is IML 1756. Okay, this one's from Malaysia, as I had said previously. The flowers, flowers are orange, and it has a mild citrus orange zest scent. Incredible. Colored orange, and it smells like an orange. How's that? And it blooms, the scent, it usually comes out at night. Okay. Now let me tell you a little bit more about the other Waymanii. And this one, I'll show you the difference between one and the other. The leaves are a little bit different, but this one in particular is from Borneo. It's a little bit bigger. This one I got from 365 Hydroponics back in August. Now look at the difference of the leaves. Let's see if you can see it very well. This one seems to be a little bit more of a ripple on the edge of the leaves. It has the same texture of a fuzzy, velvety feel to the leaves. This one has they both have this kind of a little bit of splash, not much. I don't know if you can see it. So let me tell you basically a little bit more about these two. It's the same care tips. This one from Borneo is from the jungles Anabawan, Sabah. Okay, Malaysia and Borneo are close, but not the same. The watering is required, it's required to have low watering on this one. Both of these are in pond. Not much growth in it, and I've had this one longer, but it does have aerial roots, meaning that the humidity is higher on this one. This one I don't see too many aerial roots. I see some there, but not much. And I do see some growth on this one. Okay, these are brand new. This one's brand new here. I do see some more baby leaves here. I don't know if you can see it right there. Let me see if there's any more. But I do see this one as of a more of an active grower, proficient grower. Look how beautiful it is. It's growing very, very nicely. And it's very rigid, curvy leaf with a velvety texture on the leaves. Very, very, very beautiful. This one can get full sun or partial shade. So I can put this one outside, I believe, and have no problem with it. But it is very nice to feel. The leaves are thick, roughly. They turn red with the right amount of light. So yeah, this one I can see. Look how dark this one is. Let me show you. See how dark that is? And with the right amount of light, they do tend to get reddish compared to this one that's greener, that hasn't received that much light. That's when I got it. So yeah, it's getting there. Getting very nice. And there you go. The Waymanii, Malaysian and Borneo. And actually it was an accident that I got both of these, because if I would have known I had one, I wouldn't have gotten the other. But they're from two different places, so I don't mind. And they look a little different too. The blooms are the same though. Okay, now this one has a difficult name. Hopefully I can pronounce it. This is the Hoya fuensis. And it is from Phu Hoa Wildlife Sanctuary in northeast Thailand. This one I got from 365 Hydroponics also back in November. It does have a little bit of splash. As you can see, it's splashed there. The texture is soft. Maybe a little fuzzy, microscopic fuzziness. Okay. This one I do have outside in ambient temperature. And I do see that there is a new tendril coming out of here, which is a good sign. When you see these new tendrils or new leaves, it's like, oh, you're doing something right. Well, let me tell you a little bit more about this plant. This one, oh, a new leaf here. Oh, yes, look at that. Oh, a baby, how cute. So happy. Okay, this one is recommended. The temperature recommended for this one is from 60 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit or 15 to 29 degrees Celsius, not lower than 50 degrees Fahrenheit, okay? It doesn't like cold temperatures. The humidity is from 60 to 80%. Let me show you a little bit, keep showing you a little bit more of what the leaves look like. It does like well-draining soil. Now this one is in pond, as you can see, but this one, it's recommended organic, rich material also. So if I see that it's not gonna like the pond, then I'm gonna go ahead and automatically transfer it over. But so far, I'm seeing very good progress with this one in pond. And it says water when most of the soil is dry if you have it in regular aeroid mix or rich, well-draining soil. Okay, the blooms are star-shaped, creamy with red centers. Okay, and then fertilize only during the growing season, which is most of the Hoyas. The light is bright, indirect for optimal growth. Preferably, this one is recommended to be on the east-facing window. East-facing for me is kind of a light, not very harsh sunlight. And the growth habit is an epiphytic vine and it loves to climb. So this one is doing very nicely, climbing this acrylic stake trellis. Okay, it is an ideal indoor plant and it's easier to grow than two other Hoyas. The bloom on this plant looks like it's similar to the Hoya caudata and it's similar to the Hoya flagellata, but it is a lot easier to grow than either one of those. So if you prefer this one over those other two a little bit more difficult plants, then yes, this one is recommended. It is an easier growth. And this one was formerly named Hoya SP Fuwa, from where it was originated. But now it's the Fuwaensis. Hopefully I can remember that. And remember that this one, I do have it in pond, but this one likes to be root bound. Most of them like to be root bound. So I'm not gonna get it into a bigger pot for a while now. I mean, I'm just gonna keep it here until it tells me otherwise. There you go, the Hoya Fuwaensis. Now this little baby, this one is the Hoya benguetensis, and I got this from Lixian Orchids back in September. This one, I'm not sure why I got this one. I think I just like the blooms on it. Now this one could, the ascension number could be IML 0772H132. I wrote it down just in case, but I'd have to verify that information. This one, the origin is from Philippines. And this one likes temperatures from 15 to 35 degrees Celsius. I will put on there the Fahrenheit, the temperatures for Fahrenheit. Humidity, it likes moderate. And this is an epiphytic plant, meaning that it likes to climb trees. The water, slightly moist. I do have this in pond, and the water is low, meaning that this little plant here likes water, okay? I usually fill them all up at the same time, and when I see this, that means that it does like water. So yeah, slightly moist. That justifies that. Okay, the blooms are red-orange with dark red coronas and 20 flowers approximately on each umbel. Umbel meaning the balls of flowers. I used to call them pom-poms because it was just easier, but they're called umbels. And each umbel has little flowers in each one of them. This one goes up to 20 approximately within each umbel. The fertilizer that is recommended for this is a slow release. So I kind of dilute my fertilizer every time I water, except during the winter time or the cooler months. And it likes bright indirect lights, or the leaves will drop. So there you go. The Hoya benguitensis. I will tell you what started this series. There was a plant. I totally adore it. I got it, and I got like 5 little tendrils with leaves, and then it went down to 4, then it went down to 3, then down to 2, and then to 1. And it just died off on me. And no matter what I did, it just didn't like it. So I said, you know what, maybe it was just a bad specimen, and maybe it was pest infested, but even though I didn't see any. And then I went into and I ordered another one, small plant, and guess what? You know exactly what happened. It died. And I said, you know what, I have to learn how to take care of my plants. I have to, find out what temperatures they like, what humidity they like, what soil they like, what is best for them. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna do this series because I had to find out what I did wrong. And as you can guess, it's the Hoya linearis. Now for some people, this plant will grow beautiful, long, and it is just awesome. But for others, it's not as easy. And for me, I don't know whether it was just here in Puerto Rico that there was too much humidity, too hot during the summer, even though I had mine in the Mills bowl. And then I took out, really, really, really strange. I decided to experiment on it and see what was going on. I put some tendrils in organic matter, and then I put it outside also. Then I put some in my prop box. I mean, I was desperate. I don't know what I was doing wrong. Maybe it was pest infestation. I just couldn't see it. You know how mites you can't really see, only the powdery substance. But I didn't see that either. So I don't know. Maybe I should have gotten a microscope, which would have been good to get. Eventually, I will get it. But yeah, so let me tell you a little bit more about how to take care of what Google says, how to take care of Hoya linearis. It likes temperatures from 60 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit, which is approximately 15 to 29 degrees Celsius. Humidity, 40 to 60%, not so high. My cabinet goes up to 80 or 90%, so maybe it was just a little too humid in there. Maybe it's better to keep it outside in ambient. It likes well-draining, light, airy aeroid mix. Okay, I had mine in pond, and nope, nope. Maybe I switched it over to aeroid mix too late in the process. Could be that. It says to let dry partially. Uh, if you overwater it, it can blast or prevent the blooming. So this plant does not like to be watered too much. Um, maybe I was watering every week. Okay, so maybe every 2 weeks. Maybe that's what's recommended. Fertilize spring and summer with high potassium. And if you're flowering, yes, it would require a little higher potassium on this plant. And the light, bright, indirect. You cannot put it in the direct sunlight or it will scorch. So what does it tell me? It tells me that this plant likes organic, aeroid, airy mix substrate. It does not like to be watered too much, meaning that I would have jumped from or watered instead of every week, probably every 2 weeks. And not high humidity, so I would probably keep it in ambient um, temperatures. So, should I try again? I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'll think about it. Okay, so we're going to jump into the next plant. And for the next couple plants, we're going to have to go outside to the balcony right over here. And I was just waiting for the people that are trimming their grass to hopefully finish. Well, not finished yet, but we'll jump into that. Here I have the Hoya Waieriai, the green version, and this one has been lightly stressed. It's outside in my balcony receiving morning direct sunlight and bright illumination the rest of the day. As you can see, look how beautiful it's stressed. It has nice stressing with black, brown, reddish margins on the leaves, on the elongated leaves. This plant it originated in the tropical rainforest of the Philippines. It likes warm weather, 60 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit or 15 to 29 degrees Celsius. The humidity, moderate to high. It likes it out here, and it's growing very nice. It says epiphytic plant, but I have it as a hanging plant, which most of them do, and it's growing nicely. I just have to be careful not to get it too sun stressed, not to have too much direct sunlight on it. You can see the burn marks on there, unfortunately. But other than that, it's been adapting very well. As you can see, here's a new leaf, pink burgundy leaf, stressed. This is an easy plant to take care of. Highly recommend it, and it's pet friendly and non-toxic. So that's something good to know. This one has been getting rainwater. It has flowered for me. I'll leave the actual bloom there, which is a burgundy pink, lilac, or purple red color. And it's a very fragrant bloom. And there you go. I have it in aeroid mix and growing nicely. And there you go, the Hoya Waieriai. Okay, here I have the Hoya quinquenervia. And this one is, I've had it for quite a while. I bought this in Palma Real Nursery in Atillo, Puerto Rico, which is so beautiful. It's been growing very, very prolific. Here's a dying leaf, and I'm just waiting for it to get a little bit crispier before it just kind of falls off. But right now it's well connected. So I need to retrellis this one because it's so out of hand. I don't even know what to do with it. I'm just leaving it alone. This one is from Luzon, Philippines, and it's collected by D. Warburg Malanu. This one does like high humidity, high temperatures. It is slightly stressed. It's not like this one right here, but this one stresses nicely reddish. This one likes to dry out between waterings, so you water sparingly. It has been receiving rainwater. The blooms are sweetly scented. They're yellow pale clusters. It has flowered for me, so I will add a picture of or the photo of the bloom. It's a prolific bloomer. So far, I have only had one bloom. I only see one peduncle right there. It needs ample sunlight, bright, indirect. This one is receiving only the morning sunlight. The leaves are glossy green with distinctive longitudinal veins, reddish sunstress. As you can see, the veins are pronounced. They're more like an embossed abbey veining. I do like this one. It's so cute. A very prolific grower. This one is not pet friendly, but it is human friendly. How can that be? So there you go. The Hoya caneria. Okay, here we have the Hoya sigillatis. This one I had to repot from pond to aeroid mix. It was not doing as its best, so I decided to try it out and repot it. And so far, it's been doing good compared to how it was. It's endemic to Borneo, and it likes average temperature, humidity. But if you add extra humidity, it will like it also. It likes well draining soil, no soggy soil to prevent root rot. And the blooms are not very not awesome blooms, but they have a caramel scent. It's a strongly sweet scent. Now the fertilizer, low in nitrogen and high in phosphorus and potassium. Okay, that's it. That's what's recommended for the fertilizer. The light, bright, indirect, and it can sunstress to a burgundy. This one, the growth habit is epiphytic, finds best hanging plants. And the leaves are olive green with a silver splash pattern and a burgundy reverse or underside. And this one, I can tell you, does not like to be moved. So if it is in a happy place, leave it there. Right now, it's in the prop box, and I see that it is doing well. So eventually I'm going to have to move it out of here, but somewhere in where the light and the humidity and the temperature are similar to where it is right now. And there you go, the Hoya sigillatis. Okay, and the last plant that I have, it's a little, well, I think I knew that I had one and I wanted the other, and that's probably why I did get it. But we'll see. It is oh, and by the way, they both have the same care tips. So even though they're a little bit different, I'm gonna just provide you the same care tips for both of them. Okay, this one here is my Hoya incada albo marginada, which means that the variegation is on the outside, which is a very slight variegation, not much variegation on this one. But this one I bought in November from 365 Hydroponics Live Auction. As you can see, this one has a little bit of variegation. This one has a little bit more variegation. I've seen some that are very pronounced, but this one not so much, but it does have a little bit of variegation on there. And I will show you the last one that I have, which is in the same family, except different variegation. This one I got back in September, and this one's the Hoya incada variegated from Lixian Orchids. So one is albo marginada, and one is variegated. This one has been doing very well, even though I don't think I see any new growth on it. But it's still there. It's still there. This one, it looks like a stemmy, like a stem, like a woody stem on both of them. Maybe it just takes a little bit longer. So let me tell you a little bit more about this. The elbow marginada is from the Philippines. And they do like well-draining soil. It hates to have clogged soil. So I have both of these in pond. So far so good. I don't see any new growth, but they are fairly new. But so far so good. The scent of the blooms. Let me show you some blooms there. They have a lemon citrusy scent. The corona is yellow with pink brown in the corolla. Okay. And the water, they like plenty, but let it dry out between waterings. So far so good. This one have a little bit of water, but not much, meaning that I have to water them soon. Now this one is outside. This one is in the balcony. And this one is in the grow light. I don't see any new growth, so I can't tell you which one prefers which one. This one I think had growth, but it came out bad. And I checked for mites, but it was treated. So hopefully it will grow normally and good. But this one is more attractive, of course, with the variegation. But I have seen this one, the Alba Marginata, with larger amounts of variegation and very beautiful. So maybe it's just the specimens. Okay. These are great for beginning Hoya enthusiasts requiring no special care. So if you are starting off with your Hoya collection, this one is a good one to start off with. A special variegated version is also called Moon Shadow. I believe it is the Alba Marginata. So the Alba Marginata has one that is higher in variegation called Moon Shadow, which is if you are interested in getting another one with higher variegation. And the soil recommended is normal peat, bark, and perlite mix. So if this does not grow in a certain amount of time and I see that it prefers something else, then most likely it will be repotted into an aeroid mix with rich organic matter. But we'll give it some time. They're fairly new, so we'll see what that does. So yeah, there you go. So I have learned a lot with this series, and it's helped me to be able to take care of my plants a little bit better. So that's a really good sign. It's not this series or my channel is not for you to go out and just get plants and get full of plants. No, my ideal, my motive is that you have plants. Yeah, it's nice to have plants. Not overburden yourself with a lot of plants that you can't take care of. No, that's not my idea. My idea is for you to take care of the plants that you have. Now, if some new plants come along, hey, I'm not gonna say no. But I don't want to overwhelm myself with a lot of plants that I cannot take care of. These are my babies. So I want to take care of them. Hopefully you enjoyed the video and you have been able to learn something out of this series. I know I have. I've learned a lot, and I've basically repotted some plants into their proper substrates. And they're doing well, and I really am happy. Some are like, so that could be another issue. It could be pest related also, but they have been getting pest treatments twice a year. So I'm trying to control any type of pest that might come up on these plants. So yeah, just be on top of that. So hopefully you've enjoyed. And from Puerto Rico, I'm sending you my blessings for you, your family, your pets, and your plants. Have a wonderful day, and God bless you. Bye.